So today I wanted to walk you through my yarn stash, which is really just all the yarn that I've purchased recently, and we can go through my whips as well as my plans for them. So please grab your favorite crafty project and let's dive in. Hello and welcome to my channel, The Suste. My name's Clarissa and I'm an aspiring clothes maker from Glasgow, Scotland. This is where I talk about all the crafty projects I've been working on. The YouTube algorithm must have recommended my last video because I now have 130 subscribers and I can't believe it. I don't think I even spoke to 130 different people since 2019. How wild is this? I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for liking and commenting and subscribing to my channel. It's incredible. Thank you so much. And that's why I thought I should probably upgrade my setup a little bit. I've decided to purchase a microphone. Hopefully the audio is a lot better. And yeah, I thought I'd try something a bit different. Instead of the big painting behind me in my office, I thought, let me try putting a bed sheet on my wardrobe and see how that looks, just because there's just no other space in this house that would look decent. Hopefully this is okay. It's not so distracting. So I think I'll start off with a couple of my whips. So it's the bulk of the yarn, I think, in my little box. We've got the Sandnes Garn Double Sunday and the Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair. This is in color 3511 pink, I think, and this is called Poppy Rose. So I'm using this in my Salty Days sweater by Veronica Lindbergh. Let me just get that. So this is my Salty Days sweater by Veronica Lindbergh. I showed this last time, but this is the progress that I'm making. It's so quick to knit and such a pleasure. It looks complicated, I think, but it's really not because you're knitting them in sections. So you just do the like this bit, which is the 2x1 rib, and then there's an eyelet bit, and then there's the lace, another eyelet, a bit of cables, and then an eyelet row, and then so it's not like you're shifting patterns. Like it's not like a rib and then a cable and then a rib. Like, do you know what I mean? So this is, yeah, it's a lot easier than it looks. Yeah, there's really not much to say because I've already said it in the last one, I think. But it's still my favorite project to knit. So this project lives in one of my most favorite project bags, and it's this one. It's a corduroy fabric in mustard yellow, and it's made by Willow Bay Bags and on Etsy. Yeah, this is the large size. It's really beautifully handmade and it's really sturdy. Yeah, I really love it. I also have a small version of this bag. This is my most favorite project bag, I think, also by Willow Bay Bags on Etsy. And the print is so pretty. It is corduroy. It's small. It's perfect for socks and small projects. Just so cute. She's based in the UK as well, which is great. If you're in the UK, I highly recommend purchasing her things. I'm not sure if she would ship worldwide potentially, but try to buy from your local stores and local crafters. It's just important to support small and local businesses, especially if you're considering your carbon footprint. Next up, we've got the West Yorkshire Spinners Peep Luxury Baby DK in the colorway Tin Man. This is 52% Falkland wool and 48% nylon. So I have a few balls of these because I'm making the Moby mini sweater by Petite Knit. Ta-da! I'm so proud of this. I think this is the most complicated knit that I've ever worked on, or yeah, that I've ever worked on. And look Look at this shoulder connection. I'm so proud of this. How neat, like the cable bit goes, and like how aligned like this section is. Like I'm so proud of this. I decided to knit a baby size because I figured I wasn't sure if I could actually do it, or if I had the patience to go through the difficulty. But it's so far been not as hard as I thought it would be. It's quite enjoyable. So I might make one for myself and even for my husband, just so we'll be a family of Moby sweater wearers. I think that would be so cute. Just for a Christmas picture, maybe not this Christmas, but maybe next year. I'm knitting the size 3 to 4 years because my gauge was too tight again. So I sized up a needle size and then sized up again in terms of the actual size of the garment. I'm using 5mm needles when the project called for 4mm needles, and my gauge was 22 stitches per 10 centimeters when it called for 20 stitches for 10 centimeters. So yeah, that's why I think I tried a larger sized needle. But when you go 1mm size, one full size up, the fabric just changes too much, and you really just need to size up on the actual garment size. But yes, this is it, and I'm slowly working through it. It's a charted pattern, so I haven't memorized it, and I don't think I will, so it will require me a lot of my attention on it. It's great so far, and I'm so happy I started this project. Next up is the Cascade Heritage Sock Yarn. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and then the colorway thistle. It's really beautiful. I can't wait to start knitting up my next sock. But my problem is this is a hank, and I don't have a swift. Like, I'm sure I can put it on a chair, or ask someone to hold it while I wind it. So I have a ball winder, but now I want a swift. Like, do I really want the hassle of putting it on the chair and then winding it by hand? So if you have any swift recommendations that are decent but not too expensive, because I have a child to feed and a dog, please let me know. That would be amazing. My plan for this yarn is to knit Mountain Walk Socks by Florence Miller. She's also known as Handmade by Florence on YouTube, Ravelry, and Instagram. It's a cabled sock, which I thought looked really cute, and I would like to try like a plain colored sock yarn with some texture on the sock. So I've been using the vanilla sock pair that I've made. So the yarn that I used for the vanilla sock was the Woolyknit sock yarn, and it's still a little bit rough, not too rough, not very rough or very hard. It's just a little bit, it's just not fluffy soft. And this feels fluffy soft, so I'm really excited to try this and to make my first textured pair of socks. Next up, we've got this little box of little yarn. These are the Scheepjes, catona, and Scheepjes catona yarn in different sizes and in different colors. I intend to knit Charlie's clothes. So this is Charlie the chimpanzee. We actually at home call him Monkey, because I call Jack Monkey because he's a chunky, hunky monkey. So this is Monkey, and it's so cute because he sleeps with him now and he hugs him, and it makes me so happy. It makes my heart all warm and fuzzy. But anyway, Charlie, in the book where he's come from, Knitted Wild Animal Friends, has clothes, as you can see. Ta-da! This is Charlie with his jacket, an inner shirt, a pair of denim shorts, and a pair of shoes. So that is my plan, to make Charlie's full outfit. What's nice about this book is that all the other animals' clothes can also fit the other animals. So I can probably knit Charlie other clothes if Jack is lucky, if I feel like it. But the nice thing about these Scheepjes catona yarns is they come in different sizes and really small balls. This is 10 grams, this is 25 grams, and this is 50 grams. So I thought that was really good. So that means I can make smaller projects out of these little balls. And I feel like you could make little amigurumis with them as well. This is 100% mercerized cotton. That's my plan with these. Next up, I've got some Jamieson's Shetland Spindthrift yarn. It's 100% Shetland wool, pure Shetland wool, grown and spun on the Shetland Isles. So this was a birthday present from my in-laws. So they were at Shetland sometime in August. They gave me this yarn kit to make the Smooriken beanie and tam by Mandy Moore, I think. Is that right? Olaf Designs. He is on Ravelry. And they have been designed to match her Smooriken mittens. I think they're over there, which is really cool. I don't know what Smooriken really means. Smooriken is Shetland dialect for a kiss, and these hats are covered in love to reflect this. That's lovely. So when our children were small, we used to play a game with them at bedtime to keep the scary monsters away. We used to blow 1,000 kisses into the air and get them to catch them in their hands, then pop them under their pillows to give them reassuring kisses if they needed them during the night. That's sweet. Oh, okay, so it's got lots of hearts on there. That's lovely. So yeah, this is my project. I suppose for the winter, I'm gonna be tackling color work. I've never done color work before. Stranded color work has been on the cards for sure to learn, and I don't know if this is too complicated. It's just 2 colors, but let me know if you think someone who's never done color work could start off with doing this first. So just on the yarn, this navy blue yarn seems to be a lot more rustic than the white one, but I'm assuming it's because something about lighter colors are, because it has less dye, it's softer. I think that's what I remember somebody saying. This is in the colorway Midnight, and this is in the colorway White. Next up are the yarns that I don't really have plans for. This next set of yarns is super special. It's my first purchase of hand-dyed yarns. Ta-da! Right, let me take you through them one at a time. They're all by TuMeke yarns, and they're on Etsy. I'm pretty sure I bought this on Etsy. And I think they're based in Scotland as well. All these colorways are Bridgerton inspired. I mean, how awesome is that? And I think you can kind of tell if you're a Bridgerton fan what she's trying to do. And I completely bought into that. And I think I bought this on sale, so it wasn't as expensive as it could have been. So let me take you through them one by one. This is the Lady Danbury colorway. I mean, if you watch Bridgerton, you know this is Lady Danbury. It's 100% superwash merino in 100 grams. I'm not sure what to make. My original intent was to make a lento sweater, but that would mean holding this with another lace weight yarn, which would be mohair. And the reason I don't want to do that is because I already have 2 sweaters held with mohair, and mohair sheds so much, and I just want to do something else. But I really like the halo effect that it gives. I think mohair is really hairy. Like, if you know of a less hairy and less sheddy alternative to mohair, please let me know in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, it's really nice and soft. It's superwash merino, so of course it's soft. But the color is so, so good. With superwash and non-superwash, I don't think I've worked with yarn enough to say that I prefer one or the other. I know that superwash yarn is treated and therefore there is some environmental effect, but I don't want to get into that conversation right now because I'm going to go on a rant and it's just going to be completely off topic. This is in the Daphne colorway. It's 100% superwash merino fingering weights yarn as well. And it's so, so pretty. I still don't know what to do with it either. Just because I think it's because it's so nice that I don't know. I don't know. Would I be able to make a sweater out of this? This is 100 grams each and about 400 meters, about 800 meters. I don't know if I could make a sweater. Maybe if I held it with something else, I could. And it's open gauge like the Lento. Yeah, it's so pretty. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. The last skein of yarn is called Queen Charlotte. It's so cute. It's so rainbowy and it's got bits of yellow in there as well. And sorry, this is 100% superwash merino. 100 grams would make about 365 meters. Yeah, but how pretty is it? I think it's also 4-ply. I think it's the same. Yeah, it must be the same weight. Just doesn't see on the label. So these are the 3 different colorways. I have 2 of the Lady Danbury and 2 of the Daphne and 1 of this Queen Charlotte. I don't know what I would like to make with them. I just kind of want to look at them, I'm honest. But it's so, so, so nice. I mean, the Daphne, I could hold it with maybe something gray or light cream or something. But again, not mohair because I don't want to wear too many. I don't want to own too many mohair things. Would alpaca work? Or suri maybe? Is suri less? Is the hair of suri less? Is the hair of the suri shorter and wouldn't shed that much? I have no experience. I should probably try, but I kind of don't want to try on hand-dyed yarn because they're so special and so pretty. Oh, so Rebecca from the Creabea, one of her or one of her podcasts from a while back, she was designing a jumper that was, I think, dark colored. Maybe it was black, and then there were white kind of little V's speckled in between. But I don't think I've seen it in any other pattern before. But I was thinking, and I think she even mentioned like having a plain color, main color, and then the little V's in the pattern could be hand dyed variegated color yarn. So that might be really nice with maybe Queen Charlotte. But I only have 1 skein of this. And she's not released that pattern. I'm sure I can't make it up. I don't know. Please, if you have any ideas, please let me know. Next up is a Woolyknit 100% British wool cone in the color oatmeal. This is really rustic, really pretty. Like the colors, I don't think it shows up on camera properly, but it's a darker gray than it is here. This is the right color. I would like to make a jumper out of this, but again, I don't want to hold it with mohair. It's 4-ply or fingering weight and really rustic, as I said. So I would like to make something quite oversized. Maybe one of the ones with split hem. That would be really cute. Not turtlenecks because turtlenecks just don't suit me. I don't own any turtleneck anything. I tried on a few tops before, but it just looked really weird. So I think turtlenecks just really don't suit me. I don't know. Again, could I hold this double and make one jumper with this just 1 cone? Because I don't want to buy another one. Why? They're on sale now as well, 60% off on certain colors. I hope they are still on sale by the time you see this because it's really annoying when someone tells you they're on sale and they're not. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice rustic yarn. I've worked with this before. I've made a shawl with the Woolyknit cone before, the 100% British wool, but I would like to make a jumper. So I really like the color because it's a mix of like light gray and brown. It's grayish. Is that is that what people say, grayish? It is really pretty. I'm thinking like the vibe that it gives me is like the Scandinavian YouTuber Fiber Tales, Larke, Lar Larka. I'm completely butchering her name, but she's Fiber Tales on YouTube and probably on Instagram. And this feels like I could make one of the things that she's designed. I'll go take a look at what she has. I hope she has designs that would allow me to use this and not have to use mohair. The rest of the yarns in my stash are all yarns that I've already used for other projects. The first one is the Woolyknit cone in 100% cotton in soft cotton cream. I've used this in my toasta tea. I have a little ball as well. I'm not sure what to do with it now. This also has no plan. I've got these balls left from Charlie. These are Scheepjes stonewashed in onyx, black onyx and boulder opal. I have no idea what I could make with these. Maybe something amigurumi. I've also got some leftovers from the first sweater by Hive Knits. So this is the Filcolana arwetta and Drops Kid Silk in blue. And this is what I mean by it's so fluffy. This mohair is so fluffy and just so, what's it called? Steady. I've also got leftovers from this jumper, the Aosta cardigan by the Knit Pearl Girl. This is We Are Knitters Merry Wool in beige. This is some leftover 100% British wool Woolyknit cone. I made a shawl out of this, or two shawls actually. This is in color Kingfisher Blue. This is leftover Sandnes Garn Duo in Jeans Blue. It's leftover from the Willem's Summer Overall by Petite Knit. This is leftover Woolyknit sock yarn in Ice Blue. Do you think I could make another sock out of this? It says on their webpage that you could make 2 pairs of socks, and I've made one. I'm not sure I could make another one. What do you think? How can you tell? Do I need to weigh this? Does that mean I need to cake this up and then weigh it and see? Any advice is welcome. I also have some Wool and the Gang Little Heal the Wool in green. I think this is made of recycled yarn. I made a Yoda hat for Jack last Halloween. I made him a Yoda hat. Yeah, I've got basically a whole ball. I'm not sure what to do with this. I also have some leftover drop snip haul from the first Step by Step sweater, the first ever sweater I ever knit. This is in the colorway Fog, and it is 65% wool and 35% alpaca. Now, I don't have any plans anymore for this leftover yarns. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Just for the people who might not know about Ravelry, you can search by yarn. So I could search Little Heal the Wool yarn on Ravelry, and then click through and find projects that people have used this yarn for. I thought that was really cool. I'll probably do that for my other yarns here, but personal recommendations are still better in my opinion. So I've used this yarn in a little project as I am trying to learn to crochet. Here is my finished first ever crochet project. It's an ear warmer. I'm learning to crochet through using this book. You will be able to crochet by the end of this book by Zoe Bateman. So I tried not to use YouTube videos just to see what it would be like, how people used to learn without video tutorials. It's a really straightforward book, and really I was able to make this. I didn't follow the book step by step because I think she recommended learn these techniques first and then try the projects. But what I did was I went to the project and then learned the techniques while I was working on the project. I feel like that's a, an easier way for me to learn, and I would recommend people do that as well because you have an end product to work on while you learn the techniques. Anyway, I've made a little head warmer. Great. And then, and I decided, let's do something more complicated. I'm ready to take the next step, or rather, I took a giant leap forward and bought lots of this Drops Paris yarn. It is 100% cotton and it's in the colorway almond. And I bought a lot of it so that I could make this as a bag. As a bag. I I'll just write it down. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think it's French. The pattern is by Two of Wands or Alexandra Tavel. I think this is a very ambitious project for a first time crocheter, but I am in love. It's amazing. So it's mostly single crochet in the beginning, and then this is a kind of spike stitch. I'm not actually sure if I'm doing things correctly. I'm still learning how to count how many rows I'm doing. And to all the crocheters out there, if you can please give me some advice. How do I deal with the beginning of round marker? What I've been doing is when I get there, I crochet the stitch and then, I remove the marker, crochet the stitch, and then put the marker back onto the new stitch. Is that the right thing to do? Like, what is this even a decent beginning of round marker? This is the problem with not watching YouTube videos, I suppose. Like, you don't really see how people crochet projects, but I will start watching YouTube videos for it. But yeah, I am so proud of it, and it's so fun to crochet. I showed this to my mom who crochets really well, and I think my next project will be placemats. She said, "Ooh, you can make placemats for your new house." Brilliant idea. Thank you, mommy. So I think that is all for the yarn today. So just a little life update. On the 9th and 10th of September, there's a Scottish Yarn Festival that's happening in Perth. And I'm definitely attending on Sunday. So if there's anyone watching this who will be going as well, let's hang out because I think I'm going to go by myself. The organizer of the Scottish Yarn Festival, Eva, she messaged me on Instagram a while back before I could even make plans of going. She said, "Oh, would you like a podcaster lanyard?" And I was like, "Yes, please." I think this was after I published my first episode, and I was like, "Yes, please." I don't actually know what that entails, probably nothing. But then I did say that, well, I'm not actually 100% sure yet if I could go because childcare, etc. And so when I bought the tickets and I was sure, yes, my husband will be able to take my child that day, I thought, oh, let me see if I could still get that podcaster lanyard. So I messaged her and said, "Hi, I'm definitely going to the Scottish Yarn Festival on Sunday." Period. That is all I said. And of course, all she gave me was a heart. And I feel like, ah, so now I'm feeling really shy and embarrassed to bring up the podcaster lanyard. I mean, anyway, I'm having a conversation by myself about it all the time, but truly, I feel really uncomfortable asking for it, and especially if it's not gonna probably not going to matter very much. Complete imposter syndrome. Like if I were my friend, I'd be like, "What? Ask her. Just message her now." But I am me, and I'm feeling imposterish, which is wild because now there are 130 subscribers to this channel. Really, really blows my mind. Thank you again very, very much for subscribing and liking my videos and commenting on them. It's incredible. I feel like I have crafty friends now who I can talk to and ask advice from. That's everything for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video through to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! It's not called anything, it's just a project bag. E with a and Z E. Opening. Charlie the chimpanzee. That's my voice ko. That's my plan. Ano ba? Next up, I've got, oops. So this next set. I completely forgot.